Alright guys, welcome back to another DFFOO video where we are going to check out the Ramuh LUFENIA fight, the upcoming LUFENIA fight to arrive to global DFFOO. We're going to look into what he does, what shenanigans we have to put up with, how to defeat him, and I also included a slide this time where I threw in a few team comp examples that I found online to help those who are having trouble against Ramuh. So, as always, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content. We are getting close to the 2,000 subscriber mark, and your guys' support has been amazing, and I just can't thank you guys enough, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Also, I do have a Discord server. I know I'm plugging myself in. I want to make sure that people know. So I do have a Discord server if you guys are wanting to join. That link will be down in the description below. We are very close to 200 members, and it has been awesome to get to know and talk to some of my newer or recently subscribed viewers on my YouTube channel. So if you all wanted to join, that link will be down in the description below. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk about the upcoming LUFENIA fight against Ramuh. So with Ramuh, he is weak against ice, but he does absorb thunder and earth. He is immune to paralysis, HP attack disable, attack down, defense down, and terror. Now, when it comes to his LUFENIA orb, it will appear whenever Ramuh reaches 80% or below of his max HP, and it will remain there for the rest of the fight. To increase the LUFENIA orb, it will increase by 5 whenever Ramuh is delayed, with the max LUFENIA orb counter being at 30. Now, some tips and hints for this fight. Delaying Ramuh will make this fight so much easier to bear because you will avoid a bigger headache if you let him move or his limit break attack goes off. If you do let Ramuh make a move, prepare for constant HP attacks. When his limit break attack goes off, regardless of any brave and or HP reduction effects, Ramuh will still hit you with his full damage. That means Warrior of Light, Gladio, Bosch, etc. will still take on damage and won't help. His limit break attack is an AoE brave gain plus brave hit plus split HP damage. Afterwards, he summons the crystals, which have the framed turns. The crystals prevent Ramuh from being launched. Same goes for the crystals. The crystals constantly do HP attacks, so it's best to stay healed and try to kill them off as quickly as possible. You don't want to continue the fight with those crystals on the field, because then Ramuh will either kill you off if the crystals get your HP low enough, and then you're gonna have to reset the fight over again, or Ramuh reaches his limit break bar or fills up his limit break bar, and then he does his attack, and then you're basically doing the process all over again. So it's best to try to keep Ramuh delayed as much as possible throughout the entire fight. The crystals also give Ramuh extra turns and pushes him up the turn sequence so that he can attack faster. At the start of the battle, Ramuh reduces the brave damage taken and brave battery effects. Once he reaches 80% and 50% or below his HP, the reductions are much higher. So for the reduction on the brave damage, at the start of the battle, he starts off at 70% brave damage reduction, and then once he reaches 80%, it'll be at 75%, and then at 50% or below HP, Ramuh is reducing it by 80%. Then when it comes to the brave battery effects, at the start of the battle, it will be at 30% reduction, then at 80% of his HP, 40% battery effect reduction, and then once at 50% of his HP or below, it will be a 50% brave battery effect reduction. Finally, we'll talk about some team cons that I put together that I had found online. So we can use Dark Knight Cecil with his LD, with him using his Onion Knight LD card, Cloud with his LD and BT. Now that Global has his LD boards for all of the 3 characters, Cloud, Squall, and Lightning, it is possible to be able to do this now. But Cloud with his LD/BT with the Ramza LD call, and then Keith with his LD with the Emperor LD card with a friend Cloud BT and the Pandemonium Summon. So basically that first team is going to be like a straight launch type of team. You do have some delay with Dark Knight Cecil's LD. You do have turn shenanigans with Onion Knight's LD call. Cloud with his LD will be able to delay him, and even the friend Cloud that has the BT and most likely the LD will help out with delaying Ramuh as much as possible. Next team is Onion Knight LD and BT. with the Cloud call with his LD, the Emperor LD and BT with a Hope LD call, Keese's LD with the Jack LD call with Friend Emperor, and again the Pandemonium summon. Now for that team, Emperor, of course, once you have all of his traps from his ZX, all you gotta do is just spam HP and Ramuh is gonna be delayed pretty much the entire time. Aside from that, you also do have Keys for the launch shenanigans. You do have Onion Knight as well for the turn shenanigans, which will also give some free ability uses, which will help out Keys a lot with his skill 2, so that way you can continuously launch for what, an extra 3 or so times. So that kind of gives an explanation for that team. Finally, Celeste LD, Emperor LD and BT, and then Paladin Cecil BT and LD with a Friend Onion Knight and Alexander summon. Now this team comp right here is going to be a team comp where you will delay it, but just in case you get to that point where Ramuh actually does make a move, you'll pretty much be set, because you do have Celeste with an LD and she is a magical tank. Paladin Cecil, I mean everybody is pretty familiar up to this point with Paladin Cecil, so there's no need to explain it then. And of course Emperor will be doing this thing with his traps and, you know, etc, etc. Paladin Cecil will help out a lot with Emperor's traps if you decide to to burst with Paladin Cecil. So that it depends on how you do. But these are 3 team comp examples that I want to throw out there to you guys to kind of, you know, help you out with how to approach the this LUFENIA fight. Now, one thing that I do want to know is, I know there's going to be some questions as to if it's possible to use lightning in this LUFENIA fight. It is possible, but it is a bit tricky to get around the Thunder Absorb that Ramuh has. But there is a few videos, there's not many, but there is a few videos out there on YouTube that you can look up where there are runs with lightning being used. I saw one not too long ago where you have a combo of a Friend Dark Knight Cecil and lightning. Dark Knight Cecil is there to use his LD ability to try to push him back as much as possible. But aside from that though, to get around the Thunder Absorb it's tough, but it is possible though. The only issue is that with lightning's delay, you will only be delaying him by 1 because you're mainly going to be using lightning's skill 2, because her skill 1 has thunder enchant on it for herself, so it's not really going to work out. You're not going to be doing damage and the fight's just going to, you know, drag on for God knows how long. So if you thought about using lightning to try to get around with the LUFENIA orb for Ramuh, I mean, it is optional, but it's not recommended unless you want a big headache or you just want to give yourself a challenge. I mean, that's totally up to you. But you know, there are a couple other teams that you could use, which, I mean, again, you can easily look it up on YouTube and you know, check out some other gameplay, some other team cons, like the team con that you are viewing right now. Is probably going to be the team comp that I'm going to be using, except for the friend unit, because I mean, I just kind of wanted to bring Cloud of Darkness in here just to make the gameplay not as long. But no, it is probably going to be the team comp that I am going to be using, aside from Emperor not having his LD, not having his BT, because I don't think I'm going to be changing for it on global. But aside from that, there are different team comps that you can use in this fight, which you can easily look up. But other than that, though, I mean, like, again, like the biggest recommendation that I could definitely throw out there is to try to delay Ramuh as much as possible. Do not let him get a turn. Try your very best, because again, if you do check out some gameplay, you're going to see how annoying those crystals are and how quickly you could probably die because of the constant HP attacks, not only from the crystals but also from Ramuh himself. So other than that, though, I mean, the fight is relatively easy to handle if you do have like Cloud, if you do have let's see, anybody else who does delay somewhat, even Dark Knight Cecil, you could probably bring him into this fight too. You can probably make this fight relatively somewhat manageable to be able to defeat. So other than that, though, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and let me know what team comp you are planning to bring into this LUFENIA fight. But as always, if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content, and once again, my Discord server will be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate the love as always, and I will catch you guys in my next video.